Oh, my homosexuals, I got news. I've got progress. I've got some good shit and some, kind of the same shit, but getting better kind of shit. So, let me explain. Bench is back. Oh, man. I'm not going to rush it by any means. I'm not going to hold expectation or obligation toward my pec. But, man, if you have been watching, I have been fighting my left pec for the better part of the past 2 months. So I pulled it once 2 months ago on a warm-up weight. First chest pull in 7 years of benching. I think that's pretty goddamn good. And lo and behold, what would you know, that I'd gotten the program very quickly after quote-unquote recovering from that pull. But I did the most basic mistake of I can pick up my warm-up weight again. I'm going to go back on the program. And then I pulled my chest again the moment I got back up to 75%, which should not be hard by any means. That should be flying. So, gonna not make that mistake again because I pulled my chest again after doing that and had to take another couple weeks, almost a month off of doing anything heavy. Because today, got up to 70%, did 2 working sets for sets of 6. It's what I would normally do at that percent range. Did a nice pause set because I was just I don't want to just make it, because I really don't want to overdo it when it comes to the volume just yet. Because I think that's what took me out last time I pulled my chest, is I got back on the normal cycle. So I was doing 5 sets of 6 every time I hit it at weight that my body was not yet ready for. So this time, gonna do some comfortable sets for whatever feels good, to listening to my body in the best way possible. But, throwing in a little bit of extra spice in there. That nice pause set gave me that extra bit of confidence I wanted to have in my chest. Very, very nice. So next time, might do a different variation. I could do some slow tempo. I could do some the triple pauses like I was doing on my squats last week. Something like that, just something to give it that extra bit of shock, to get the full explosiveness out of the muscle without being fearful of it ripping again. Other than that, just same shit. I told you what it was going to be like. I'm just focusing on my knee for the time being. And I'm feeling better. Yesterday I was a bit in my head. It's really tough forcing yourself to go onto a new training style that you don't necessarily want to do, but know it is necessary for the sake of your growth and overcoming the things that are limiting you in the present moment. That's why I used to do so many accessories. If you saw my videos from a year ago now, almost, I barely ever did full snatches or full clean and jerks. It was just hang clean, snatch balances, push jerks, stuff like that. I never did the full lifts because my body was so immobile and not ready to do that much volume and stamina all the time, especially core work. So I'm just taking my time. I'm feeling it out. Today feels a lot better when it comes to my knee. Now, although I'm saying it's better, it feels relatively the same, but I have a better mentality about it. It's more so that my acceptance and effort is increasing day by day, which is normal. It's literally day 3 on this new type of training. So makes sense that I'm only just now kind of getting used to it, kinda. Because what is good and bad is my knee obviously still doesn't feel great. It is still weak. It is going to be weak for a while, but it is a huge, huge difference when it is sore rather than painful. I can do these lifts and put in some good goddamn effort behind it, even though they're tough and they solely strain the knee, specifically my quad tendon. But it's not something that hurts as long as I don't put too much weight on. It's just full range of motion, doing very difficult accessory variations of whatever I can. Sissy squats, if you've ever done a sissy squat, those motherfuckers will kill you. Those things are devious at the least. Oh my Lord, it was a time feeling that out. Because it was that I saw Clarence Kennedy on my feed this morning doing leg press, but he had half his foot off the bottom of the press, like on the little platform you put your feet on. I'm like, oh, that would very directly target my quad tendon. That's very nice. And so again, that's what I'm always saying. You got to look at other people's perspectives to perhaps get a new experience. Because today I was just planning on doing a couple easy accessories, and I saw that and I was like, that would definitely be more beneficial than what I had already planned. So let me at least try it and see what happens. You know, just giving that other person's efforts and experience an attempt just to see how far it will increase my own experiences, you know. And it felt great. It's none of the, let me be fully clear. These targeted knee days don't feel good. I'm not in pain by any means. It feels good physically, but they're hard. They're so hard. Anybody who tries to train a very small muscle or tendon like this knows how difficult it is. Just to, like you saw on the leg press, I was just doing 25s. Like, it was not a lot. And so it's tough because my body is, first of all, not used to those types of movements whatsoever. And because of that, I have very little strength to begin with in those movements. But that's the simultaneous beauty of it, is the fact that I am so new at those types of movements and so vulnerable to them. You know, I'm like a baby infant right now trying to walk for the first time with these lifts. Like when I was doing pistol squats on the Smith machine yesterday, yeah. that was something. But all in all, it was really good. And it's scary because it's a type of soreness I've never felt before. I can tell that there is an obvious difference in my knees, but I can also tell that progress is being made. I am feeling better every day, which is good. You know, honestly, the only times I feel what I could call pain, but it's really just really heavy soreness. I would account it as pain just because it is limiting my movement on my knee. But it's just when it's in the middle of the night, or like if I get up, or right that first step out of bed in the morning when you're the most stiff. I always like to try to do I'll just squat on my knees, just take it real slow, feel it out. And that first squat is not good. Like as simple as it is, you can have the most simple goals when it comes to overcoming an injury, and it can take you such a long way. Like, it seems so stupid to be like, oh, well, I just want to, my main goal right now, the main visual progress I want to see while I'm recovering this knee is to wake up and be able to squat on my knee without it kicking back at me. It is as simple as that. And if you're going to look at that and be like, oh, that's easy, you know, that's simple, that's what everybody does in the morning, you know, but it's just a matter of I'm doing what I got to do, and that little bit of effort is going to show me what I need to do to get to the next level, you know? So I'm going to continue looking toward these seemingly insignificant goals in order to make a large amount of progress. Oh no, my poor girlfriend. She just walked out and realized the trash can's full. Oh, the walk of shame is so sad. Anyway, but back on track. Physically, I'm especially because bench is back in it. Like, I am very proud of that effort. I'm so happy to be able to push what was a simple lift before that I now need to take extra accountability for. I'm going to give it a solid 8.1. Just over that cusp, but it feels really good. Again, I'm very sore, especially in my knee, and these are really hard movements, especially the reverse Nordics at the end. They're tough. You know, they keep me on my toes. But I told you guys at the beginning of the week that I want to have a large variety of exercises that I'm doing in order to continuously gain new strength in my knees. You know, get a new stretch every day, that kind of thing. So I'm going to keep working toward it and doing my absolute best. Mentally, I'll give it a flat 9. It was nice. It was good. you know? It may not be exactly what I want in this moment. It may not be the absolute productivity that I originally thought I would have from this training. And especially 2 months ago when I started this, I thought this was just a super duper minor injury that would have no effect on my training. I thought I was going to be back in it within a matter of a few days of just doing a couple stretches. And here we are 2 months later, and we're just now starting to see what it really means to gain that confidence back, to gain that adaptability back. You know, you can get so used to the simple things. Like I'm saying with like being able to squat on my knees in the morning, you get so used to doing those small things that everybody should do. It should be simple. You shouldn't have to even think about it. But I'm telling you, man, the moment you get injured or even just strained and like I'm not even technically injured. My quad tendon's just strained. You know, I just overdid it one day, and that was enough to take me out for months. You know, so you never know where your body's going to be able to go. Like I say it all the time, the older you get, the more susceptible you are to this shit. So I'm 21. If you're 18 thinking you're invincible, think again, my guy. Like it could come any day. I tore my low back on both sides when I turned 18. You know, that is still the worst injury to date I've ever had. It was 2 major tears on both sides of my low back. The right side might have been more mild than the left, but or the opposite. The right might have been more major, but either way, 6 whole months of rehabilitating before I can even pick up something around 70% of my original maxes. Like, the amount of effort, like, regardless of the commitment, the discipline, the passion, like, I'm always saying that shit, the mental and physical strain you put yourself to, it's insurmountable sometimes. It can really take a toll. And 6 months, of course, in the long run is not that long. And I'm glad I had that experience so early in, because I got to really learn what that meant. Because I like right now, it's been 2 months. It feels like forever, but this is good effort. If I want to do this for the rest of my life, this is what's got to happen. This is going to be what makes me truly gain longevity in the sport by, you know, reigniting what efforts I need to put in order to do the most simple of tasks, you know? And so, I guess just be alert and mindful of what your body tells you. I had a kid in the gym just the other day come up to me. I love that guy so much, but he was just like, left pec doesn't feel good, man. But I was scheduled to hit heavy stuff today, so I'm going to just rip that shit. I'm like, dude, I know you're 17, but my guy, like it would be more beneficial. Like if you are that strained, your muscles already fully, you know, worked. So you're better off just stopping now, resting for a day or 2 if you need it, and coming back. And you will be stronger when you come back because you allowed that injury to relax and uninflame itself. He's like, nah, I gotta stick to it. I can't give up. And then, you know, 2 minutes later, he's like, I can't move my arms. And I'm like, bro, you like, it is so hard, especially when you're younger. I get it. I'm still going through it now. Every time I get injured, I feel like I'm invincible, and then I get injured, and I'm like, well, shit. I gotta really learn what I'm working toward again. But it's just that effort of understanding that it's okay to have simpler goals for a little while, you know? I've got 3.5 months to 4 months of full programming written out on a spreadsheet, and I can't use it. It kills me. I hate it. But at the same time, I love the fact that when I have to focus on the simpler things and focus on seemingly rudimentary tasks, that is when I know I have the most potential, for sure. You know, when you think you're at your lowest or your weakest, that is where you have the most potential to grow, 100% of the time. I guarantee it. As long as you listen to your body, take it easy, you do what you got to do to get back to 100%, you will come back stronger. I mean, shit, look at me. I took, like, even before this week, when my knee started feeling better the first time, like 2 weeks ago, I power cleaned and jerked 315. That was my old PR, you know? And it didn't even feel that hard. It felt pretty simple. So we're there. We are so close to being healed, but it's just a matter of relax. Be patient. Your body, I guarantee you, will tell you when you're better. Bench today, my body's like, hey man, we're better, but don't rush it. You know, if you throw on 315 right now, probably gonna pull us again. So take a couple days, a couple weeks, whatever you gotta do, and build it back up like you did the first time. At the most bare bones, you know, think back to when you first started lifting. That is how you should be lifting when you're recovering an injury. You know, you got to do it smart. You got to do it slow. You got to start from the ground up. You know, use the experience and knowledge that you've gained through the months or years of training that you've done and apply that to the basics. And you will grow so much more than you knew. Anyway, I'm done. I got to get going. I'm driving 7 hours now because I love traveling. But either way, I appreciate you guys hanging out. You know, let me know how the lives and lifts have been going. I love hearing about it. I am resting tomorrow. Thankfully, my knee's definitely going to need it after today. But I feel good. I feel confident, and I am excited to see what I'm going to be capable of at the end of this. Seriously, like I can't like I'm gonna squat 500 the moment my knee is at 100% again. I guarantee it. A beltless, knee sleeveless, just straight raw kneecaps on a 500 squat. I can fucking see it now. I promise you, it'll happen. So just bear with me, be patient as I'm being with myself, and we'll get there. You know, passion's always flown, so you just gotta put in the work now that you can, and it'll happen. So I will be back day after tomorrow. I appreciate you guys sticking around. And I love you. See ya.